long drive of the year, guys start dragging, and he got their ass in the huddle and got them rolling, and keeping on the 25-second, 40-second clock pretty good. We weren't close at all, but he was commanding that pretty good. And overall, I thought he had a hell of a day. But overall, I was pretty pleased. I think that drive and a couple other drives showed that we're not quite in game shape coming out of it. The field was very soft and mushy. We're used to a hard, fast surface over here on practice, so it was a little different field too.
And Ronald Jones and Carlton Davis, how do they look?
I'll wait and see. I don't think either one is very serious.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Allman.
First, from a defensive standpoint, it seemed like that one defense, as you'd expect, was in command against the two offense. So were you pleased on that side of the ball as well?
Yeah, I wish we could have got a few more snaps in, but I didn't want to force it. But, I sent them back once on the drive when they were 3 and out and tried to get them to get a little more condition also. But, I thought they were outstanding.
Thank you.
And next is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, can you talk about the kickers today, the performance by Fry and Gay, and your assessment of Jaden Mickens as a receiver and in the return game?
Obviously, Fry didn't have a very good day, and Gay was okay. Jalen, he's been Special Teams Player of the Month before, so he's got a little resume as a returner. He's getting better and better as a receiver, so we'll see how that plays out. I thought Grayson had a nice return also.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Jenna Lane.
You talked about Tom Brady and his performance and everything. Is there anything that you learned about him today, seeing him in a little bit closer to a game situation that maybe you didn't know before or you hadn't seen before?
No, not really. I would have expected him to snap a little bit harder on some guys when they were struggling with the heat, but he was solid. He was everything I thought he'd be. Nothing new, nothing drastic.
Okay, next is going to be James Palmer.
Bruce, you kind of mentioned and touched on it a little bit, but from our eye and just watching all of camp and then watching today, did you see that ultra competitive? He's always competitive, but that next level for Tom, since this was somewhat of a game atmosphere, kind of appeared that way.
Yeah, he was fired up. He was ready to go. And, it was the first time in a game atmosphere. And he had, like I said, he had great command. He was getting them in and out, forcing his will a little bit on some guys that were tired. And they need that.
And then also, this is your first chance to see Tristan Wirfs in kind of as live as you can go. What'd you think of the rookie?
I have to grade the film. Being the referee, it was hard to me watching anybody in particular other than the quarterback make sure he didn't get hit.
Okay, thanks.
All right, next is Ed Encina.
Coach, you mentioned going in that, it was going to be important to see some of these young guys and some of these guys who were trying to earn spots from their special teams play. Anyone who kind of stood out to you?
No, again, I have to go back and watch the film. It's too soon. I think a couple of guys, Bell and Gill, looked like they were flying around a little bit. Hopefully that's what shows up on tape. It looked like it out there, but sometimes it lies out there and tape tells the truth. So I'll wait to see the tape.
Okay, next is going to be Andrew Cassee.
Or anything overall that surprised you today that you didn't know about this team, both maybe either encouraging or worrisome?
The competitiveness, I think, is encouraging. I think our guys were getting after each other pretty good. I thought tackling was really solid by our first group, and a couple guys stood out and made some plays. Again, watched the film. Discouragement, I didn't think it was that hot for us to wilt a little bit in the heat, and especially on the long drives. And so that's something we can address easily in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, next is going to be Luke Easterling.
Coach, what are some things that, now that you got a chance to get them in a game atmosphere a little bit closer to a normal Sunday, what are some things maybe for the next scrimmage that you didn't get to experience today that you're hopeful you'll get a chance to put them in a certain scenario or situation?
I canceled the last 2-minute period. I didn't want to risk an injury, and I think our numbers were pretty high up to that point. So maybe another couple situational ball. We got coming off the goal line. We got going in. We got a bunch of scenarios covered. So there was nothing I would say we have to have for the next one. And I'll evaluate whether or not we even have another one.
And then, with you said something about the conditioning in terms of the long drives and stuff like that. But in terms of executing the offense, particularly with some of the new guys on the offense, how satisfied were you with the way they put things together in a game situation?
Yeah, I thought the first offense was outstanding on that 98-yard drive, and getting it in the end zone. And I thought Tom was outstanding on third downs the whole way around. I'd like to see him score in that 2-minute drive with 31 seconds. We got it down there and ended up kicking a field goal, which is fine before half. You're always looking for a double score, but when you want that touchdown right there, that would have been the only disappointing thing on the first team offense. I thought the second team offense made a couple plays. Didn't expect them to make a bunch, but they moved the ball. They made a few first downs against our defense, and then our defense shut them down.
Okay, next up is going to be Steve Isbitz.
Coach, are the ball security issues by the rookie running backs today, is that something you try not to overreact to, or you just have to be real hard on them because there's no time for anything else?
Oh, yeah. You be real hard on them. I mean, you can't. I don't care what year you are. You're not fumbling down ball and be a running back here.
Okay, next up is going to be Greg Allman.
Bruce, one guy we did not see out there today is Parnell Motley. I know we didn't practice yesterday. I know you don't want to talk too much about injuries. Just making sure it's nothing significant with him.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the rest of camp. So we'll wait and see. I mean, he was doing great. I mean, everybody's trying to make him all pro, but he's still a rookie, just trying to make the team.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Rick Stroud.
Coach, before Rojo went out, what did you think of his running, especially the tough yards, goal line, that sort of thing?
No, it was outstanding. I thought it was outstanding, both those guys. But Rojo, his quickness and explosion showed up big time on a couple of runs. And again, that turf was so mushy. I think had we been on our practice field, he made a couple more big ones. But yeah, I think Shady made a couple of nice runs also. And so yeah, I feel real good about those guys.
And Coach, I know yesterday you mentioned protests. DeMaurice Smith, the NFLPA guy, executive director, said that you were, quote, woefully misinformed about the history of protests in this country. Do you have any response to that?
Yeah, I have a history. Might be a little bit longer than his.
Okay, next up is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Coach, just wanted to ask you about Cam Brate, the camp that he's had. It looks like he's moving around better than he did even last year. Has he just gotten healthier as from some of those injuries that he had in the past?
Yeah, he's moving real well and looking good. Yeah, I think the hip surgery and some of those things are well behind him now.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for one more. We're going to go to Gina Lane. Oh. Sorry. Gina? We lost her. All right. That'll be all for today, Coach.
Thanks, guys.